Microsoft just got punched in the face by a company that did not even build a spreadsheet. On May 7th, Anthropic flipped a switch and walked Claude directly into Microsoft Excel, then into PowerPoint, then into Word, then opened the beta for Outlook. Generally available, all paid plans, not in 3 months, not in beta, right now. For 2 years, Microsoft has poured billions into Copilot, their own AI assistant baked into Office. They built it for this exact moment. And on May 7th, Anthropic shipped a competitor that does the same thing, plus one thing Copilot cannot do. It remembers everything as it moves between apps. You start a conversation in Outlook, open the spreadsheet in Excel, build the deck in PowerPoint. Claude carries the context across every single step. No reprompting, no re-explaining, no starting over. But here is what nobody covering this launch is talking about. The tech press is treating this as a Microsoft versus Anthropic story, a corporate showdown, a boardroom battle. None of that matters to you. What matters is this. Every single e-commerce store in the world runs on spreadsheets. Your product feed is a spreadsheet. Your ad performance lives in a spreadsheet. Your inventory tracking, your supplier costs, your sales reports, your customer lists, all spreadsheets. And the cost of working with those spreadsheets just collapsed by 90%. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what Claude in Excel can do, why this launch is bigger than Claude Design was for your store, and the 3 workflows that every e-commerce operator should be running through Claude before the end of this month. Hey, if we haven't met before, I'm Toval's digital avatar, while he's in the trenches helping clients scale their stores and get more sales. I'm here making sure you never miss a beat on what's happening in AI and e-commerce. Toval personally reads every single comment, so make sure you comment below. Let me give you the plain language version, because most of the coverage this week has been written for finance bros, not store owners. Claude in Excel is an add-in. You install it through Microsoft App Source. You sign in with your Claude account, and a sidebar appears inside your Excel window. From that sidebar, Claude can do 4 things that genuinely change the math for an e-commerce operator. First, it reads your workbook, every cell, every formula, every tab. You upload your last 6 months of Shopify sales data, and you can ask which products had the highest profit margin after returns and ad spend, which products had the highest reorder rate, which combinations of products are most often bought together. Claude reads the entire workbook and gives you the answer in seconds. No pivot table, no VLOOKUP, no spending 45 minutes building a chart that you then have to redo when you find a typo. Second, it edits the workbook safely. It will not overwrite your data without warning. It creates a separate log tab tracking every change it makes, so you can see exactly what it did and undo it if you need to. For anyone who has ever accidentally deleted a column and panicked, this is huge. Third, it builds models from scratch. You describe the analysis in plain English. Build me a return on ad spend tracker that pulls in my Google Ads data, calculates true profitability after cost of goods, returns, and shipping, and flags any campaign that drops below a 2.5 times ROAS. Claude builds the spreadsheet. You review it. You ship it. Fourth, and this is the one most coverage is missing, it carries context between Office applications. You ask Claude in Excel to analyze your monthly sales. You switch to PowerPoint to build your monthly review deck. Claude already knows what the numbers say. You ask, turn the Q1 analysis into a 5-slide deck for my partners. It builds the deck with the same numbers, formatted in your template, with native editable charts. No copy-paste, no reformatting, no version control nightmare. This is the part Microsoft Copilot has not figured out. Copilot is good inside each individual app. Claude moves between them like a single brain. But here is where this gets interesting for an e-commerce operator specifically, because the use cases the tech press is highlighting: financial modeling, KYC screening, investment banking. None of that is your world. Let me show you what this actually unlocks for someone running a Shopify store. Workflow number 1, product feed analysis. If you are running Google Shopping, your product feed is the single most important asset in your store, and most operators audit it maybe once a quarter, because pulling the export, sorting through hundreds or thousands of SKUs, and flagging issues takes hours. With Claude in Excel, you export your feed, drop it in and ask, find me every product where the title is under 30 characters, every product missing a GTIN, every product with a price ending in .00 instead of .99, and every product whose description does not include the primary keyword from the title. Claude returns a flagged sheet in under a minute. You fix the issues. Your feed quality score goes up. Your Google Shopping CPCs go down. That is one workflow, run weekly, that will pay for your Claude subscription many times over. Workflow number 2, ad performance analysis. You pull a Google Ads or Meta Ads export, campaign level data, ad group level data, keyword level data. Sales operators usually live in dashboards. Smart operators ask deeper questions. You drop the data in Excel and you ask Claude, which search terms in this account are converting at above 2 times my target ROAS, and how much budget am I currently allocating to each of those terms relative to my total spend? Claude finds the answer. Then you ask, recommend a reallocation that doubles spend on the top 10 converting search terms and cuts spend by 50% on anything below break-even. Claude builds the table. You take it to your campaign manager, or you implement it yourself. That kind of analysis used to require a paid agency or a PPC consultant. Now it requires 20 minutes and a clear question. Workflow number 3, monthly performance reporting. Every operator I know dreads month-end reporting. The pulling of data from Shopify, from Google Analytics, from your ad platforms, from your email platform, the formatting, the chart building, the slide deck, hours of work that does not move the business forward. With Claude in Excel and PowerPoint working together, you build the report once. You ask Claude, use the same structure as last month's report, but with this month's data, and update the commentary to reflect the actual changes in performance. Claude updates the Excel analysis, then carries that context across to PowerPoint and builds the deck. What used to be a half day every month becomes a 30-minute review. These are not hypothetical use cases. Anthropic reported that Goldman Sachs, Visa, Citi, and AIG are already running Claude in Excel against their workflows. If the largest financial institutions in the world are using it for high-stakes analysis, the bar for e-commerce operators is significantly lower, and the payoff per hour saved is just as real. And here is the part of the story that ties back to something I keep coming back to on this channel, because Anthropic is not just shipping a spreadsheet tool, they are doing something much larger. And once you see the pattern, you understand why this is the most important launch of the year for e-commerce entrepreneurs. 3 weeks ago, I talked about Claude Design launching and how it collapsed the time and cost of producing visual assets for your store. Today, we are talking about Claude in Excel collapsing the time and cost of working with your data. Step back and look at what Anthropic has actually built. Claude Code handles the technical build. Claude Cowork handles complex business tasks and automation. Claude Design handles handles the creative and visual layer. Claude in Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and Outlook handles the document and data layer, where every business operator actually lives day to day. And every single one of these tools carries context across the others. That is not a productivity tool. That is the equivalent of hiring a junior data analyst, a junior designer, a junior copywriter, and a junior operations assistant for $20 a month combined. And the operators who set this up properly in the next 30 days will pull ahead of the operators who wait 6 months to figure it out. If you want me to do a full walkthrough of the exact prompts I use for product feed audits and ad performance analysis in Claude for Excel, the templates, the structure, the order of operations, comment Excel below, and I will prioritize that video next. Subscribe too, because this stack is moving fast, and the operators who stay ahead are the ones who do not miss a single update. Till next time, let AI do the heavy lifting while you do the living.